is a PowerPoint inside of the chat. If you guys, we would love you to play along with us today. We're going to need your participation, so those slides that are in there are editable. Welcome to math. We've got your number. This is going to be about the number sense routine estimation 180. We know number sense is very, very important for our kiddos, and it helps build fluency with lots of different strategies that they can come up with. And I am Jennifer Sears. I'm the one on the right. And I'm joined by my partner in crime, Tammy Gaudette. She's presenting for you, and she'll be talking a little bit about the routine in just a moment. But really quick, we always start our sessions off with asking about what are you doing in your classroom? We want to hear about it. You can either unmute, tell us what you are doing, or you are welcome to put that information into the chat. So what are you doing currently with your number sense routines? And what have you tried, or what might you want to try? Same but different. Ooh, did you do it? Or you're going to do it today?
I'm doing it today.
Oh, all right. Yadira, which ones have you been doing? Because I know you've been trying a few. You said so yesterday. Estimation activities, yes. All right, so this is a new one, Estimation 180 today. You'll get to see how to do it. And we really love being able to give you guys all the materials to have them. So stick around and we'll have that in just a minute too. All right, so here is Tammy, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about Estimation 180.
Okay, so in Estimation 180, the first step that we're going to do is we're going to look at a picture and we'll have a question, and we then make an estimation that is too low. From there, we will then decide about an estimation that's too high. And then after that, we're going to discuss our strategies for a low, for a high, and then really think about our reasonings for both of those. Then on the next slide after that, we will actually decide, make a decision. We're going to stick with it, and we're going to say, what is the actual, based upon all this information we had, what is my best estimate based upon the picture in question? And then, of course, we'll talk more about it, and then you get a reveal, so you'll actually get to see how much there is. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pick one color. If you pick lime green is going to be your color for the rest of the time. In my normal classroom, I would make sure that I would assign this so there was no hoopla at the beginning. So just pick a color and hold off on the high, but let's put it in an estimation right now. And let's pick one color, pick what's too low. So hopefully everyone has editing rights, so you're able to get in. Okay. So the part of this that I really love is now that we've all had a chance to put in our idea, our guess, now we're going to talk about our strategies. So you didn't know this, I didn't tell you before, but we were actually, when we have a guess, we have to have a strategy for why we just guess it. We can't have a willy-nilly one. So I picked the orange person, who's 300. Can you tell me why you picked 300 to know? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give you the question. How many cheese balls are there?
She's being a real cheese ball here.
Yes, I am. How many cheese balls are in this picture? I'm assuming based upon your guys' guesses, you knew what the question was. All right. My orange person, why did you pick 300? Could you unmute and talk us through it?
I picked 300 because I only looked at the front 3 jars, and I assumed each jar had 100. Looks like 100 would be a good count. And I've had one of those jars before, and feels like I eat 100.
So
I like your
100 balls. It sure has about 100 balls. Oh, I'm going to say cheese balls because that just sounds, you can tell my mid-school son's mind frame right now in my head yelling at me. Okay. Can you please look that over, make sure that I pretty much said what you meant and I didn't leave anything out? Okay. That's how you can check with younger kids. We can have them read it, or we could ask them re-say it back to them and make sure verify. If it's older kids, you could just say, hey, I put in a generalization of yours. If I missed anything out, please just go in and edit it. So that's how you can play around with the 2 different grade levels, like kinder and first all the way up to 5th. All right. Now I want to hear from the, we'll go with the 500. I think it's fuchsia. I don't know, pinky color. The 500. Could you on Mike and let us know your reasoning?
Oh, the same. I didn't see the 6th of them, so I thought maybe 100 of them in each tub.
And then you kind of round it up, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are talking about all 6 tubs, by the way. So I apologize. See, this is questions we should be asking each other. This is something you shouldn't be waiting for me to just give you all the information, because sometimes we forget and don't give the information, or we purposely leave information out. All right.
I think you could easily start it with what did we notice, or what kind of, what are we looking at over here? That might kind of get their thinking about it too.
Yeah, we could. All right. Estimation 2 high. Go ahead and pick your same color that you used and put up what is your high estimation. I notice some of us are rethinking. We're deleting as we put things in and say, maybe not. Awesome. I like the extra thinking that's going on here today. All right. Has everyone had a chance to put something in? I think one person might not have, so we'll give you another couple seconds. Put a high estimate in. Okay. All right. So as you guys know, I get to pick one of us, and I'm picking this one because I noticed a couple of us actually did have the same guess, and I'm wondering if we had it for the same reason, but we'll talk to them in just a second. All right, the green person who had 60,000, could you please unmute yourself and let us know your reasoning?
Oh, sorry, guys. So again, I was thinking, so if it's not, like 100 of them, because I'm thinking now, how small those things are that I've seen them. I was thinking of there might be, 6 tubs and maybe, I'm not sure, maybe like 200 of those little pieces in there, or even, I don't think there's 1,000 pieces in there. But I was trying to think of, what, how big they were in real, in actual size, and just estimating how many per tub.
Per tub. Okay, could you please look over that and make sure I got what you were thinking? And if not, please feel free to go in and correct what I put in there. All right. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. Now, I noticed two of us had 6,000. What was your thoughts? I'm assuming that was Jen in the light blue.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking along the same lines of, I think there's at least maybe 100, more than, but I didn't think there was 1,000. So I just went up by a 10. So times it by 10 more than that. And I figured that would probably suffice to say that it was probably too high. But I feel like there's at least 100 in there. So I just thought, okay, well, if I guess 10 times as much as that, it'll be probably too high.
Okay. So I think actually Amanda, Jennifer, and I had the same idea. I'm thinking 1,000 per tub may be too much. So let's see. All right. Now the next part is we're going to move to slide 6. If you can join me there. Again, you are using your same color you picked. And Gloria, please pick a different color than someone that hasn't picked. And here's your question. How many cheese balls are there in all of the bins that you see? And again, now you're doing a true estimate. What do you really think is in here?
A little higher. I kept thinking about it.
Looks like two of us haven't put in a guess.
So I was at your presentation when you did this, so I know the answer. So I'm not going to play.
Oh, okay. You were at that presentation because I've had a couple where I've done different ones. All right, Gloria. Then I'll hold off on you. So I'm still waiting on one. I'm still waiting on my green person. I think that was Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. I think all of us have a chance. So here we go. And again, we talk about our thinking and our reasoning, because remember with estimation, it's not a willy-nilly guess. There has to be a true reasoning to our guess. So I'm going to pick my 1,200 since it's a little on the lower end of an actual guess. And can you tell us your reason why you picked that?
I I actually took the somebody said that they had it before and thought about like 100 of them like in each jar, but I thought maybe it's more than 100 in each jar. How about make it 200, and we have 6 tubs total. So I just just multiplied 200 by 6.
200. 6 jars times 200 equals 1,200. All right. It looks like someone fixed my typo. Great. So can you please go ahead and read through that? Make sure I got your whole thought. And if not, please go in and correct.
Looks good.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go on the high end. I've already picked on orange. No. Okay. Alrighty, and I probably picked on all of you guys already. That's the problem. All right, Jen, you get picked. You're my next one. I don't want to. I lied because I do want to go with a higher one.
Okay.
So normally I would pick different people, but we're a small, intimate group, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab who already did because you had a higher end, and I'd like to hear your reasoning.
My number was 2,400. And I picked 2,400 because I think 200 is too little, looking at the bottom of the jar. So I'm estimating 400 in each jar. And 400 times 6 is 2,400. I don't want to admit that I eat that much, but yeah, I have to finish one of those jars by myself.
So 400 times the 6 is
6.
okay. Let me make sure I was getting that. Okay. Is that a good summarization of what you had said? Okay. All right. And again, you noticed I had a reasoning for mine. I didn't pick 200 if I was the lime green. I picked 800. So I just willy-nilly, because I'm thinking those jars, yes, I could probably sit and eat 100. I don't want to admit that. I could probably sit and eat about 100 per sitting, and it normally doesn't even put a dent in it. And that's where I was thinking is if I ate 100, how many hundreds, how many sittings could I go through that? And that's, I don't want to admit how much I eat of that. All right, so if we go, the next phase right now is for us to reveal. And so in here, this is like one of the best places to go. You could actually get a reveal. Sometimes it's a video, sometimes it's just a picture. So here, right here, we have our cheese balls, we have our picture. And if you click on the reveal, he actually have given us the answer. So he said nutritional facts. So the nutritional facts is in 1 ounce, there's about 32 balls. And there's 23 ounces in the whole thing. So if you do, we do 1 ounce times the 32 times the 23 gets you 736 times 6 of them, since we had 6 barrels, gets us 4,416. Now,
So Tammy, really quick, I'm not seeing the reveal. I know you said there's a reveal last time.
You did this to me last time, so let me get out of this. So
I'm telling you now.
Thank you. I revealed it, and I'm just like, go lucky. I did it last time.
She's like, where does she get all this wonderful math?
All right. Sorry. Nutritional fact. You can see now the nutritional facts. We have the 1 ounce, the 32 balls, and 23. So 32 times 23 gets us that 736. For 6 of them gets us the 4,416. And the reason I'm pointing that out is my estimation when I said something that is too high, I did the 4,800. That one was a little, my too high was 6,000. So that would be good. This might be a good one. So I was a little close, and I actually liked the 2,400, our reason with 100, 200, and 400. So really thinking about what is in there. So some of it does have to be, what do we know? And some of it may be just simple and educated guess. And this is where I go with the estimation is not really, I just estimate, it's an educated guess. So that's what I like about this is we take what we know and we use it to go forward. So mine kind of got close, but I also like some of your other reasoning.
An estimation is super important for kids to be thinking, especially the way that you approached it in the too high and the too low aspect, because we want our kids to make reasonableness within and around math. So I think that's a great practice to employ. Do you want me to do this one, Tammy, or you?
As always, we always ask, how could you adapt this for a hybrid setting? So we may be going back April 5th, but we're still going to have kids at home that are not going to come back. So we're going to still be stuck with kids in person and kids at home. So how could we adapt this for that situation? Any ideas? I know we said small group, and I don't know if anybody wants to elaborate on that or has a different idea.
I'm curious, Yadira, if this goes along with the estimation activities you've been doing.
Yes, there's just a little bit more, I guess, accountability for the kids. The other one was one where you would write down a number on your paper and you would have to, be honest if you change your number or not. And I think this one would be a little bit more, just to make sure they do it. And then the other one was more like a little bit higher up, 5th grade, because they had to figure out like visibility rules, ends and odds and even numbers. So for something like this, I would probably continue to do all at the same time, the whole classroom together, as I think they would really enjoy being able to all be doing it at the same time and see, who guesses it right. I like that it's accessible to all of them at the same time and not have to wait between the kids in the classroom and the kids online at home. But I mean, that's how I would use it. 5th graders love to do anything they can do by themselves. So independent activity that they can actually work on, that I'm still there just to make sure that they don't go ahead and, rush through the whole thing, because that's what they would do.
All right. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Anybody have any other ideas, or you're kind of thinking the same way that this one may be more where we have everyone on computers and are working simultaneous together? Yeah, I'm nodding yes. Okay.
All right, so I will go ahead and plop the flyer in there because we do want as many people as we can to come to these. So we'll remind you that we have another one coming up next week, which I think you guys will really, really like. It's called 2 Truths and a Lie. And that one is a lot of fun. Very interesting. And Mick Young, you had said yesterday these could be adaptable to any content. That 2 Truths and a Lie could definitely work for that too. So we hope that you can, definitely join us for that and spread the word so that others can get out there. But I know probably the big thing that you have came for is on our next slide. Oh, not yet. We want to hear what you took away. I almost got there. What is something that you can take away from today's session? What did you like about today's session? What is something that you're going to take away to keep doing with your classroom as we continue? Again, please feel free to unmute. I think we're small enough we can just unmute, but if you want to pop it in the chat, we're happy to do that too. Another way to interact with your students. Yeah, we want math to be fun. Definitely. Thanks for that. Mick Young, any thoughts on that? Anything you're taking away today? Besides another great routine?
Yeah, I just think it's a great activity because honestly, I don't even think that in 1st grade I did a whole lot of estimation. So this idea of, getting this with the kids will be good. And also, I like the part that where the students get to, tell their reasoning behind the number and not just say, I put 100,000 at first because I thought there'll be a high number. Kids just like to just say whatever they think is the highest number, 100,000, or they say million, whatever. But they have to have a reasoning. So I would love to actually kind of have fun and just make them talk about their just ideas about the number, where they get that big number or low numbers. I think that'd be fun.
And the more I think about it, because just being at 1st grade, we really know kids need to have that experience counting those collections and organizing that count. So you could take this from an estimation of it. And if you have live children with you, right there, you could work on things to organize a count with, whether it's putting them into a 10 frame and then counting your 10 frames, or putting them on plates and counting them by hundreds, however you would want to do. But we know our kids need that practice and that reinforcement in actually counting those collections as well. So I'm thinking of a continuation for you. All right. And yeah, great for activity for 100 Day. Yeah, talking about that. All right. So the last one of the second to the last slides in there is slide 10, and it has your make and take in there. So what you're going to need to do is just hover over the title as Tammy has shown you, and you're going to be able to open that folder. So inside that folder, you always notice we include a couple of different things. We always have sort of the teacher information, the teacher guide, how does this activity play out, and what would you need to do. We also have your template. So you already have your little spaces in there, editable, ready for kids to go ahead and plop in their estimations, and for you to be able to expand and on the reasoning. And then we have inside of the resources tab, there is your information that you're going to be able to use. So we have included Estimation 180. The 180 stands for 180 days of school. So there is an activity pretty much for just about, we just included the first 40 days. We've got about 40 days left. It should carry you to the end of the year. But if not, you can go into that estimation180.com website and you can get more activities. But I really love that their variety of grade levels, activities. You can do anything and everything every day of school if you wanted to on these particular activities, and you have them right away at your disposal. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed yourself today. We again love to have your participation. We love that you keep coming back, that we've got you hooked. Please spread the word. We will be videotaping this one, so we'll have it put up on our playlist as well. But there's our information if you want to get a hold of us, or if you have other people that would like to get some of the other sessions that we have. If you want to look back at some of those sessions and get those resources, we're happy to supply them. But thanks
And
for
Gloria, actually, one other thing, the last two sessions, you have not seen any of them. We haven't done them at a TLF, so they are brand new ones of the month. So just letting you know. So maybe you could spread the word, let them know that no one's seen these. These are all, those two will be brand spanking new.
All right, guys. So thanks for joining us. 30 minutes or less, and you got some great information.